All right, back again. Episode number 208. And if you checked last week to catch the podcast, which normally we do Monday afternoon, it's pretty routine. Um, you didn't see one because I didn't record one. The reason that I did not record one was from time to time. I mean, this is it's an area, a field that I love, and I intend to uh, be involved in it to the day that I die, lifetime. So from time to time, you have to sit down, or at least I have to sit down, and I have to ask myself, am I doing the best job that I could possibly do for customers, clients, people that follow me on a podcast, social media, whatever I'm doing? I want to make sure that I'm giving people the best that I can give them. So you're probably going, what the hell does this have to do with a podcast? Well, although I felt my podcast was good, I felt that it could be better. And so I started to ask myself, what can I do to make it better? Because I get a lot more compliments than complaints. And that's not to say people don't complain, but for the better part, I have more people happy with it than I do that's not. So I asked myself, what can I do as a person? Um, I'm responsible for a huge platform. When you are able to produce something and have as many people follow it and download it as I do, I feel a huge responsibility, the same way I did when I started personal training. I felt a huge responsibility for people who believed in me and chose to pay me and give me their money or whatever. And I feel the same way with people that take the time every day to every Monday or my social media, which I post every day, to take their time, tune in, listen or read, leave a comment, and give of their self. I believe our time is the most important thing that we have, and it's very hard to get that from people. They don't. We live in such a fast world. People do not easily give you their time. It's got to be something that they feel is important. So, thus far, I've gotten. I'm very humble with the fact that I get a lot of people read my social media, a lot of people joining it. Um, Following it and stuff like that. So I feel very honored and blessed that I'm able to do that, because I know how difficult it is to get people to slow down and tune in. Based on my numbers and people and things that I see, I'm doing a pretty good job of it. And I thank all the people that take the time to listen or leave a comment or follow or whatever it is. I really feel blessed that I'm able to have such an impact on people. But anyway, back to why I didn't post last week. I just wanted to clear my head, take some time, and really ask myself, what more can I do with this platform that I'm given? And one of the things that I came up with is more educational. And when you talk about education, most people they make it synonymous with going to school or whatever. Well, I didn't attend school, but I have chosen over the years, over the last 15, 20 years, to educate myself through reading, through podcasts, through motivational tapes, through seminars, through a lot of different avenues. Some are great, some are a waste of my damn money, but I wouldn't know if I didn't at least go and find out it was a waste of my money. Like a little while ago, we went to a motivational workshop, and it was crappy and as hell, at least for what I go to them for. And we're talking, $250 a ticket, and me and Chie went, so that's a lot of money to find out it's not something that really educationally wise can help you in any way. It's not built for you. But I respected that. I wasn't upset because you don't know what it is unless you make the time and spend the money and go. Um, One of the ways I find uh, of learning capabilities is I love to read. When I was in school, which I didn't go to high school, I didn't go to college. The last grade I completed was eighth grade, and one of the things I hated at that time reading, I really did. Um, Most people, if you are honest with yourself, the last time you picked up a book is when you were in school. Once you got out, you felt you don't need to read it, and that's probably the biggest source of bullshit that there is. I believe you should continually educate yourself all the time because you never stop learning because the world never stops teaching, and you can always learn something. So I found like what I am going to start to do with my podcast, I'm going to have more interviews, more guests. Like I'm going to reach out and talk to Reverend Meeks and have him on here. He's been a client of mine for a very long time. So, that's not too far fetched that I can give him, could call him up. Plus, he's retired. So it's not too far fetched that I can call him up and do that. And that's one of the things that I want to do. I want to be able to expose his knowledge to my followers. I think that would be one of the greatest things. And I'm going to make that happen. I don't know when, probably the next, probably a couple of weeks, I'm going to make that happen because I feel like it's important for people to hear from someone like that. But in the meantime, I have a book. I'm going to be introducing some books that I feel I've read, I've studied it, and it makes the biggest impact in my life. And I hope it does for the people that do the same thing. One of the first books, there's a lot of them, uh, Get Rich or Die Trying, or As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, which is a great book. But one of the books that I read that really educated me and made me look at things in a way that are very, very truthful. It's a book, and it's called Outwitting the Devil. And what this book does, okay, it identifies all the ways the number one way that tricks are played on us through the devil's teaching is, and I'm not a religious person by any means, um, is distractions. If we're not focused on something, like my great grandmother used to always say, a playground is mine for the, is a playground is the mind for the devil. So if you're not focused on anything, like I always, I don't watch news. It's so full of garbage. They say the richest man in the world, one of the richest men in the world, Warren Buffett, says the best investment that you can make is investing in yourself through reading, learning, educating, investing in yourself. No one can ever take that away. So the best investment you can make is in yourself. Um, And I like this book, Outwitting the Devil, because it's a book written by Napoleon Hill, the same guy that that wrote Get Rich or Die Trying, or Get Rich, or whatever it is. And what this book does was what I feel is so great to me. It points out just how we get distracted. Um, there's a saying that I heard by one of the motivational speakers, Tom Bilal. It says, "Stand guard at the door of your mind. Be careful of what you let in." People go and they just think it's just no big deal what they listen to, what they do. All it does make a huge difference. Um, I have a problem with people. You'll watch uh, Housewives and you'll talk about it and you'll compare so and so as fucking so and so, but you won't do anything to educate your mind. That stuff just pollutes your mind. Um, I try not to watch the news. If I had a choice between watching the news, talking about this bullshit with Donald Trump, who, to me, Biden, Donald Trump, all of them are the same. You got your bullshit. Um, Politicians are gonna never do anything for us. That's not what they do. You have to do for yourself. So the book just points out all the distractions that are used to distract us. We're spending more time talking about the Kardashians than we are talking about what can we do to build ourselves stronger. How can we meditate more? How can we read more? How can we apply ourselves more? Junk in equals junk out. Information in equals information out. And when you start to put yourself in a position to ask questions of how can I think better? How can I be better? How can I do better? Then those things start to get answered, and it starts to shape you in a way that is so much better than just the news, who got killed, who got shot, the music. The music nowadays is fucking horrible. Um, Everybody shooting everybody, and we look around at at the repercussions of all the bad news, all the bad music, all the things that we listen to and we allow our kids to listen to. Because remember, a child is a reflection of the parent at home. They had to be raised and grow up and be exposed to these things. And that's why my suggestion for one of the first books that I believe in people reading, and not only just read it, think about it. You don't have to follow my word for it. Think about it. Think, does it make sense? The first book is Outwitting the Devil. It's a dream that Napoleon Hill had, where he was able to ask the questions of the devil anything he wanted to, and the devil couldn't lie. And if you read the book, if you pick up the book, I guarantee you, uh, it'll educate you a lot and it'll change your views on a lot of things. The problem is most people read it and nobody follows it. Um, I have chosen to not watch the news. I have chosen to not watch stupid ass TV shows. I have chosen to put put my health first. Um, all those things make a difference in your life. The quality of your life is very, very important. But most people choose to run out, eat shit, think shit, drink shit, and then they wonder why their life is shit. you know. So one of the things I'm going to start trying to do is to introduce more things that I think and feel people should read and they can get something out of it. Maybe they'll read it and follow it, maybe they won't. But if I could touch one person, then I feel my platform was not in waste. Um, we have to change the way we think about things, the way we look at things, the way we raise our kids. It has to change because it's headed in a very bad direction. So throughout the rest of this podcast, which I do my podcast once a week, usually Monday afternoons. Um, I invite everybody to listen to it. I invite everybody to check out my social media and listen to that. I write a lot of good educational stuff on there. Um, do positive things. Let's start to change our mindset and influence the world to change from this bullshit and this nonsense that we consider important nowadays. As you read and as you educate yourself, you'll find out this stuff is really garbage, and garbage in equals garbage out. So I have chosen with my voice and my platform and my ability to reach people to do it in such a way to introduce things that maybe it'll make somebody think different about life and do different about life and start to create a positive effect on life. If I could just get one, I feel I've won the battle. So until next week, like I say, this week, try going out, picking up. It's called Outwitting the Devil. Try reading it. I read about 15 to 20 pages a day. It's nothing that you have to try to pick up and read overnight. Consistency. I've probably read 1,000 times more books than people that I've suggested to read, because to read 100 pages and then don't read no more is not as good as every day reading 15 pages. You get through the books, you learn what they're talking about, and consistency is the key in everything you do. If you're doing it once in a while, if a person hits a basket once in a while, they're considered luck. If you hit a basket 80-90% of the times you shoot the ball, you consider good. So let's start being good about the things we do. Let's start applying positivity to the way we conduct the world, because nobody's going to do it for us. No one's going to step up and tell you to read more and listen more and think more positive and do things that put you and those that listen to you, you never know who you are affecting, in a more positive light. We can do that. It takes nothing except changing our mindset and the things that we feel are important. And the things you feel that's not important, trust me, they are important. Reading is very important. Educating yourself, changing your mindset, all this stuff is very important. So until next week, and I'm asking everybody to tune in and have others to tune in. Let's start moving in a different direction. All right. So until next week, this is your man Sir-Earl, and I'm checking out of here, and saying, okay, we can do this. All right. So peace out.